All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever really thought about how pop music gets its sound? You know, it's not just random chance, it's more like genetics. Today, we're going to trace the musical DNA of modern pop, starting with its brilliant architect and following that line right to two of its biggest, most legendary superstars. And this quote, it absolutely nails it. Pop music history isn't just a bunch of accidents. It really is a relay race. So if we want to understand the sound of the 80s, you know, the era of Michael and Prince, we have to go back. We have to look at the person who ran the first leg of the race and handed them the baton, the one and only Stevie Wonder.
So picture this, it's the early 1970s. Stevie Wonder, who's already this huge Motown prodigy, basically decides he's done playing by the rules of the hit factory. He wants to build something totally new, something from the ground up that no one had ever really heard before. He was about to become the architect of a whole new sound.
And that brings us to what music fans call his classic period. Now, this wasn't just a string of amazing albums. This was a flat-out revolution. Stevie wrestled for and won complete artistic control, which was almost unheard of for a black artist back then. And he started blending the deep, rich soul of Motown with these wild, futuristic sounds from early synthesizers.
So how did he do it? Well, with this absolute beast of a machine called the Tonto synthesizer. I mean, look at this thing. It looks like the cockpit of a spaceship. But Stevie learned to tame it, to master it. And in doing so, he proved that one single person could create a sound as huge, as layered, and as intricate as an entire orchestra.
And this is the really key part, the blueprint he created for every artist who came after. 1, he won the right to produce himself. 2, he played pretty much every single instrument on his records. And 3, maybe the biggest deal of all, he gained full control over his own master tapes. This was a brand new model for what artistic freedom could look like, and you better believe two young geniuses were watching and taking very, very close notes.
Okay, so let's talk about the first of those geniuses, the polished protege, Michael Jackson. Michael saw the raw, funky energy Stevie was creating, and he had this vision. He thought, I can take that, I can refine it, sand down the edges, and polish it into a perfect diamond that the whole world will want to dance to.
You can literally hear the influence when you listen to the rhythm. On Stevie's Superstition, you've got that raw, gritty, kind of dirty clavinet groove, what our source material calls stank funk. It's incredible. Then you listen to Michael. He and producer Quincy Jones take that core idea, that the rhythm section should be a conversation, and they perfect it. On Get on the Floor, the bass line isn't just marking the beat, it's talking to the drums, weaving in and out. It's just diamond hard and totally precise.
And get this, it wasn't just about the instruments. Michael learned from Stevie that the human voice could be another piece of the drum kit. Think about it, all those iconic vocal ticks, the grunts, the rhythmic gasps, the hee-hees, they aren't just random bits of flair. No way. Each one is a perfectly placed rhythmic hit, turning his voice into pure percussion. Okay, so if Michael inherited Stevie's sense of pop perfection, Prince inherited his fierce, rebellious independence. He looked at Stevie's blueprint for total artistic control and basically said, hold my beer. He turned it into his core philosophy and pushed that idea of autonomy to the absolute extreme.
I mean, you see it right there on the tin. Just look at the credits for his debut album, For You, from way back in 1978. Produced by Prince, arranged by Prince, composed by Prince, performed by Prince. This is a direct inheritance from Stevie's one-man orchestra records. It was a massive statement of intent right from day one.
And just like Stevie, Prince was obsessed with synthesizers, but he gave them a completely different personality. Where Stevie's Moog synths felt warm and soulful and almost organic, Prince's synths, like the Oberheim, were sharp, icy, and futuristic. He took Stevie's synth foundation and, as the source material puts it so perfectly, he colded it up to create that signature Minneapolis sound.
So we've talked rhythm, we've talked production, but there's an even deeper connection here. It's like a shared musical language that links all three of these icons. It's literally written into their harmonic DNA.
And it all comes down to these things called extended chords. Now don't worry, you don't need a music theory degree here. All you need to know is that these aren't your basic, simple, happy or sad chords. They're complex, sophisticated chords borrowed from the world of jazz, and they add these incredible layers of emotion. It's what made their dance music feel so rich, so adult, so expensive.
And you can really see how this plays out for each of them. Stevie was the pioneer, right? He baked these complex jazz chords right into soul music and created this incredibly rich, emotional funk. Michael used those same kinds of chords to build his polished, globe-conquering pop anthems. And then you have Prince, who combined those sophisticated chords with his icy synths to create that cool, provocative sound that could only come from Minneapolis. Same language, same DNA, but three totally unique fingerprints.
So when you step back and you put all these pieces together, what do you get? Well, you get nothing less than the holy trinity of modern pop. It's one single, powerful lineage that branches out into three distinct, world-changing legacies.
I absolutely love this line from our source material because it just captures the whole dynamic perfectly. Think of it this way. Stevie Wonder built the laboratory for musical experimentation. Michael Jackson took what was discovered in that lab, polished it up, and invited the entire world inside for a party. And Prince walked into that same lab, looked at all the incredible tools, and just set the whole place on fire.
So why does all this matter? What's the big takeaway? It's that their shared legacy completely blew up the old rules for what a pop star could be. They ushered in the era of the self-contained creator. And they proved once and for all that popular music could be a massive, global, commercial product and a deeply personal, uncompromising work of art all at the exact same time.
Which, of course, brings us right back to that relay race. Stevie, Michael, and Prince. They ran their laps with just breathtaking genius, passing that baton of innovation from one to the next. And it leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to chew on. In today's musical world, who's going to pick up that torch next?